What's up, VLadies, and welcome back to Vulnerable Talks with V. Y'all, it has been a minute since we sat down and did one of these videos. I have missed you guys. I miss these real topics. I miss us having real candid conversations. Y'all seen our title. We finna get into some things, girl, okay? I feel like this may be one of the realest girl talks, V talks I have ever had with you guys, because this is a very intimate, sensitive, and real topic for me. I always try to come on here and be positive and give you guys the healing version of me, or just more positive. But today, y'all, we getting real and real personal. I really want to talk about the red flags that I clearly ignored in my last relationship and made them into these pretty yellow flags. They weren't green, okay? They was definitely yellow. Honestly, you guys, this is a part of my reflection period. It is a fresh breakup. So when you guys are seeing this, it will be like a little bit later, like weeks later when I release the video. But I wanted to film this when I'm going through the motions and I'm in my head about everything that has happened and just taking in the lessons that I am learning through this situation, and that I'm so grateful for, girl, because I do want to say, even though I will be talking about someone else, I definitely am taking part in the delusion of the situation, because I feel like when you know that she needs to leave and you don't, you are partaking in the delulu, okay? So I'm raising my hand. I was there too, okay? But this is us taking accountability and also reflecting so we don't make the same mistakes. I wrote down, you know, a few things. There's probably more that I will come up with, but for the most part, these are the ones that stood out to me the most, okay? So number one, the first thing that just completely changed the direction of our relationship in the very beginning, and I should have been like, no, was the fact that he was still friends with his ex, okay? They wasn't like best friends, but they had a very close, unique friendship. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you could be friends with the opposite sex. That's fine. I don't mind my partner having friendships with people they have never slept with. I'm okay with that. But when you've been in like long-term relationships with the people, I just feel personally it's just not appropriate. And that was one of the things that we dealt with in the beginning of our relationship, because I was like, I don't want that. I don't like that. I'm uncomfortable with that. And he swore up and down he wanted to keep her around. Nothing was going on. Nothing was going on. It was a headache trying to get him to even stop talking to the girl, which was also a red flag. If I tell you I don't like something or something bothers me, and this is something I'm going to be implementing moving forward, if I tell a man, hey, I don't like XYZ, and you try to argue the point on why I don't like XYZ, that means you don't care about how I feel. And that's just that on that, you know? So that was the first thing. That was one of the things that definitely put a dabber or something in our relationship in the beginning that I should have been like, you know, I'm good. The next thing was he told me he loved me after only knowing me for like 3 days. It was like the first week that we had met each other. I should have known better. But at the time, to be honest with you guys, and this is why I say self-reflection and really like taking accountability and figuring out what's going on within yourself is so important. At the time, I was not in the right headspace. I had just got done not dating somebody, but I was in the talking stage with somebody else, and that ended. So I was like in my feelings. And so he came along and I was like, hey, let's jump on this and do whatever. But yeah, so that happened. And I knew it was like a little awkward. It was a little different. But I am the type of person that I feel like, I say this, but then again, I'm like, I need some work, because I am the type of person, I'm an Aries. Y'all know we fall in love very fast, and we think it's love, but it's not. I was like, I'm that type of person. I understand meeting somebody and feeling like they're the one, you know what I'm saying? So when he felt like that for me, I was like, okay, somebody that is like me, we're similar in that regard. So I thought about it. My intuition was like, girl, nah, don't do that. But I was like, no, it'll be fine. You know, I'm like that too. Red flag. Because how could you love me? You only known me for 2 days. I mean, I'm just saying. The next thing was the fact that he was insecure. Now, I'm not gonna put the boy business out there. I'm not gonna say what he was insecure about or how it came about. But I do think when a man is severely insecure about himself, about the way he looks, his career, his finances, his life in general, his lifestyle, everything, I feel like it really does play a role in the relationship and how he feels about himself and how he treats you. The saying is, how can you love me when you don't even love yourself at all? Like, you don't like yourself, you think that you're less than, you think that all these things about yourself is so negative, you know what I'm saying? How could you really give to someone else wholeheartedly? Because I feel like, you know, just to be honest, I had to give so much, I had to reassure so much, I had to be like, you're this and you're that and da so forth and so on, to the point where I was giving too much of myself and not getting the reassurance back. You know what I'm saying? Because for a person that needs validation all the time, reassurance all the time, because they can't give it to themselves, it's like almost like they need an ego boost like every 2 seconds. It is very hard to deal with, and it becomes a thing of them being selfish, of them even being kind of like narcissistic, which, girl, we ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, it was those type of behaviors, and I just would never. And honestly, you guys, we all have insecurities, okay? That's something you cannot get around. We're human, it happens. But I just want somebody that loves themselves for the most part. They love who they are. They know that they're somebody and they're worth it. Because, I mean, that's a really hard situation to deal with. And with me being like a lover girl and me being sweet, I just never wanted anybody to feel like they didn't deserve anything because of the way they looked or like their position, or they didn't make a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like make a lot of money. But I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt, okay, regardless of what they go through, because I experience things, I go through things, I'm human, I'm you know, I have flaws and things like that. So I never wanted to judge anybody, but at the same time, you have to be very selective on what you're willing to deal with, because not everything is meant to be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Girl, oh my God, I got a headache just thinking about this. The next one. Constantly spazzing out. And this started very early on. Like, I would get yelled at about things, and then, you know, he'll come back and apologize later. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have been like that. I should have gave you more grace. Noticed that very early on in the relationship. He just kind of started spazzing on me, kind of like going off on me, kind of like just about the weirdest things, the smallest things on top of that. And I just didn't understand it. And it would always be something that has nothing to do with me. It's always outside stuff or how he's feeling or whatever the case may be. I should have definitely considered that a red flag, but I didn't. I just was like, you know, he's going through stuff, and sometimes people get mad, you know. For the next thing, I don't know if y'all gonna agree with me or not, but this is something that I consider a red flag as of now. If I meet somebody and they're living with a family member, like they're living with their parents, they're living with their mama, their daddy, their auntie, their cousin, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that, okay? But let's not get confused, because if they have like roommates that they have like met in college, or I don't know, like adult roommates that's not related to them, I'm okay with that for some reason. I just don't like the whole family dynamic, because I feel like you don't know how to take care of yourself. If you don't know how to take care of yourself, you can't come over here and take care of me. You do not have leadership skills. You not possess what I need you to possess. Some of y'all may disagree, but for me personally, I can't be with anybody that does not have their own, that has never been able to take care of themselves. Like, and I'm not saying over here like rolling in dough, you know what I'm saying? I've been on my own for a little over a year now, and I kind of feel like when you live on your own, it definitely, I don't know the terminology. It definitely makes you feel a certain way, like you want somebody kind of like at your level or a little bit higher, because I'm able to take care of myself. Girl, I may be over here struggling trying to do it, but baby, I'm doing it. I know what it takes. I have a big responsibility on my hands, taking care of my apartment, paying my rent, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like it just teaches you leadership skills. It teaches you management skills. It teaches you so many things when you're living by yourself. And if you can't take care of yourself, that means you don't possess those skills. I don't know, I just feel like we will not be on the same mentality level, and I don't like that. Because meanwhile, while you're worried about paying a family member $300 to $500 a month, baby, my bills is almost $3K a month, okay? And she's doing it by herself. So I need you to be able to come in, or at least have the understanding and the mindset that you get what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody that hasn't left the nest, if that makes any sense. I need somebody a little bit more mature in that dynamic. But for the most part, you guys, when people are living with their family, they're not where they need to be in their career, their finances, nothing. So how could you be there for me? How could you date if you're not in a position financially? How could you take me out? How could you do X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying? So yes, if you tell me you live with a family member, baby, we're not compatible. Which leads me to my next red flag. You know, relationships go through ups and downs. It's gonna be highs and lows, and I need a person that can stick with me through the lows so we can get back up to the high, because that's what's gonna happen. That's the life. And not even just in our relationship, but just life in general. You have to be able to go through the, you know what I'm saying, the waves and the curves, even though it's hard. But as a unit, you guys should be able to come together and, you know, really put your heads together and figure it out. And you really need to be able to hold your own as an individual as well. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I am working on myself, and I am doing the best I can, okay? So I just want to keep saying that, because I don't want nobody to be like, well, you know, whatever. I'm doing my part as well, trying to be a better Victoria every day. But I just feel like when a person cannot handle pressure, they fold under pressure. That's why they say when you're dating somebody, you literally have to see them, you literally have to see them in every season. You have to see them when they're sad, when they're mad, when they're happy. All the emotions, you have to see it, because girl, it is so important. I feel like when you're in that lovey-dovey puppy dog stage, the honeymoon phase or stage, you don't see that, you know what I'm saying? You don't see how they deal with conflict. You don't see how they deal with conflict resolutions and things like that. That's one thing I would definitely be considering a red flag, is if you fold under pressure. You cannot handle pressure. So yeah, moving forward, that is definitely something I will be considering a red flag. Is a man that is overly emotional. I just can't, because we need to be able to keep our heads, okay? Yeah, y'all, this next one, I was hoping, because y'all know we did YouTube together for a minute. I mean, we didn't do it together, y'all heard his voice, but this man would make comments about me sometime. Like, I would get all cute, get all dressed up, and he would be like, I would kind of be like, dang, why you didn't say nothing? Like, why you didn't be like, you sexy or something, you know what I'm saying? He gonna tell me, I don't always have to tell you you look good. You know you look good. Excuse me. No, I'm like, what? Red flag. I would not be dealing with a man that cannot give me compliments, a man that acts like he's jealous of me. I cannot deal with that. I feel like when you are in the public eye, or if you're a really attractive person, or you get a lot of attention, you really have to have a man that is very secure, because they'll feel like, well, you know, you get it anyway, what you needed from me. Like, no, like, you're supposed to be my biggest fan. You're supposed to be the one hyping me up, the one that is telling me I'm beautiful every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't have to come from outside sources. So yeah, that was one of many comments that was made that should not have been said. A recent one, you guys, which is one of the reasons why we split, is because I was told, I'm not gonna go broke for your birthday. I'm not finna do that. No, I'm not finna you know, do the most for your birthday. I'm not doing that. So yeah, that is now considered a red flag to me when a man makes hating ass comments, like you're being a hater. Also a red flag, and I have always thought this was a red flag, but for some reason I excused it when I was told, oh, I'm nonchalant. I don't do that because I'm nonchalant. Ain't no man that truly likes you gonna be nonchalant. I don't care what nobody say. No. No. Okay? Nonchalantness means you don't like me. Period, point blank. You may like me a little bit, but you don't like me enough. Okay? So red flag. If a man tells me that, it's a red flag. Period. So the last red flag that I had written down in my notes was a man that gets lazy. When a man gets lazy with me, when he feels like, well, got her, don't gotta do much, you know, she's here to stay. When a man stops planning dates, when he stops just being considerate of you, stops, you know, calling you throughout the day, or you have to remind him of the basic necessities that you require, the very basic necessities, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. And you know what, we all get comfortable, but I feel like, you know, if a man starts getting like that with me, I'm just not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. So yeah, ladies, that is some of the red flags that I ignored in my last relationship. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end of this video, girl, I need you to put a red flag that you consider a red flag, or some red flags you may have ignored. I want to make this a whole discussion in the comments. Y'all do not eat me up, give me grace, okay? Because I am going through a breakup and I'm reflecting, and I am trying to learn at my big age, okay, my big girl age. But you know what, the best of us go through it, so I'm not even gonna put that on me. I'm not gonna down myself at all. We all have went through it. We all have to learn, and it is what it is. That's life, okay? And you know, the biggest lesson that this relationship has taught me, and I'm so grateful for, definitely has taught me to love on myself more and more than I have, and also to set boundaries. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, y'all, that is the biggest thing for me, self-love and setting boundaries. And I'm so grateful, because before this I was a little lackadaisy. I would let a lot of things slide. I'm a nice girl, I'm understanding. We're not doing any of that anymore. That is completely done. This last relationship that I went through has definitely taught me that, to stick to my guns, to stick to what I truly want, and to not bend, not fold. Don't settle, because if you don't have boundaries, baby, these men will come and take. Even if they good men, that's in their nature. We're naturally giving, we're naturally just a certain way. So if you don't have those hardcore standards, boundaries for yourself, you will be drained. I'm 31, baby. I'm not trying to be in my 40s and 50s still trying to learn the same lessons. I don't want to do that. No shade, but I'm trying to get it now. I'm trying to understand the lessons that I need to implement moving forward in my dating, because it can't keep going on the way that it was. But yeah, this video was very therapeutic for me. It was really nice to just sit down and be real and raw with you guys. Like I said, I am going through it, but I'm not as like messed up over it, simply because when you really reflect and you meditate on the whole picture, the bigger picture, on what was really happening, you be like, it is what it is. I'm better off, baby. My peace is everything. What did Summer Walker say?
Losing people finding peace. If I gotta choose between you or me, it's me.
Period. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.